Obviously, we've had some crazy red days. So even if it's just for the day, right? I don't care. I'm gonna enjoy it. I hope everybody's enjoying it. Um, I just want to say that my video last night probably saved the market, right? I don't know if you guys saw it. I did a quick 7-minute video of like why I wasn't worried during this bearish downside. Again, markets can continue to go down, but I just want to take this small win here. In the past few live streams, like I don't know, I felt like even the live streams, people were down and down, and I just had I can't always be talking and be positive, but I just wanted to make sure that we aren't dead just yet, right, Eddie? We aren't dead. We have Nvidia up roughly 7%, Broadcom up 5%. Obviously, Amazon is still taking a hit, right? Amazon's still down 8%. I think that's ridiculous. Again, I believe a lot of the Mag 7s are super attractive, especially like Amazon after this, right? In the 200s, crazy. Microsoft after their dip, crazy. Nvidia still with these crazy numbers, crazy. Um, but yeah, so let's just, like always, this is a quick hour. I might do a little bit more, maybe an hour and 20 minutes today. Just to enjoy it, right? Enjoy it. So good morning. We have Zero here saying, what a rebound. I agree. Oracle time, like prediction time, or Oracle time, like Oracle itself. Let's look at Oracle. I mean, I had to have this one open, right? CoreWeave, 18% wild. Nebius, 15% wild. IREN, this one was in the 30s. I know Simon. Simon. Hopefully, I wonder if Simon's here. He's part of the What the Chip Happened community. And he bought in the 30s. He sold some stocks in the downturn to buy in the 30s. So, good call so far. Again, it's Friday, usually lower volume. So much happens, but I'm just taking the win. I'm just gonna take it. Are we out of the woods just yet? I don't know. I don't think so. I never ever think we're ever out of the woods, right? I think the market can continue to go down, but if we can be sad during the crazy red days, when days that it's not going to go to zero, right? Even though that's what the market seems, I think we can take a win. I'm confused. What do these green numbers in the portfolio mean? And then, right? It's our portfolio broken green. What does this mean? I haven't, I haven't heard that name. What does Obi-Wan say? That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Oh man, those are those are colors I haven't seen in a while. Um, could you? All right, let's see what we have here. Morning, what's going on, Rays? What's going on, Cassie? My apologies. I'm pretty sure it's one of them. I'm hoping it's one of them. Hand pick waving. Hello. What else do we have? We have good morning, my favorite YouTuber. Happy to see you, brother. Appreciate that. That means a lot, Hunter. Right? That means a lot. I'm happy. I'm happy. I hope you listen to me and went full on margin cavio. I should have listened. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, good video. Good video, especially for new investors. Like, do people who are really panicking would find owning more index funds useful? I agree. I think index funds are great. I mean, if most people, every time like someone asks me, I don't know anything about the stock market, they'll say, how can I invest? I just say, go SPY, go index, go something. We will have huge green next week. Let's hope, right? Let's take it one day at a time, right? Let's take it one day at a time. We back, baby. Everyone can breathe again. Yeah. I can see. I've been hiding from my wife since last night, right? I've been stuck in this room. I feel like I can come out. I can come out today. I can unlock the door. What up, Jose from Belgium? What's up? Some of the stuff I bought yesterday up 20%. That is amazing. We're eating good today. Just bought a bit of Amazon and bought 25 shares of Nvidia. I mean, great. I think I've talked about it, right? I mean, I think Amazon is crazy. A massive capex spend is great for them. They're seeing it on AI cloud. They know how to run the cloud business, right? They're the big players here. They are seeing strong growth there. I would the $200 billion in CapEx seems crazy. And I think that's what the market is also a little bit fearful of. It's like, can you really spend that much money and make money? I think the answer is yes. I think easily, hands down, yes. What do you prefer, Marvell or Broadcom? Does Marvell have more potential because Trainium isn't far along as TPUs? And do you think AMD can some of Amazon's and Google's CapEx, or are they committed to their ASICs only? All right, a lot of questions here, Eddie. So, do you prefer Marvell or Broadcom? Now, if you were to ask me, I think it depends. If you were to ask me which one is a safer play, Marvell or Broadcom, I think my answer is Broadcom. Broadcom has a strength in their team. They have a great engineering team. They have a lot of customers. Do I think both of them could outperform the market? Yes, I think both Marvell and Broadcom can outperform the market. Which one do you think? Which one do I think has a and that's the thing. It's like, all right, they both can outperform the market, but which one can give me that multi-bagger position? I think Marvell can do that. That's my biggest thing about Marvell versus Broadcom. It's not like which one is better. I think Broadcom is definitely better. I mean, they are a true competitor. They have crazy TPUs. I mean, they're helping all these other players, a lot of contracts. With Marvell, this is a $70 billion company, right? I already have the number one player in AI chips. I don't want to buy Broadcom that's already a $1.7 trillion company that's in the ASIC space. Why don't I play kind of the smaller player, which I have the opportunity to be a multi-bagger if it succeeds dramatically? So that's for me. It's not that it's better than Broadcom. It's just I think it's actually a lot more riskier than Broadcom, but it has more potential because usually it's the no free lunch theorem, right? The new free lunch theorem. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. And that's how I play it, right? If I want to play it safe, I already play it with Nvidia. And do you think AMD can get some of Amazon's and Google's capex? Eddie, it's possible. It's all dependent on how much AI chips they have, right? If let's say there's a market where Google and Amazon can't buy any more Nvidia chips and can't build more of their ASIC chips because there's just not enough supply, there's not enough advanced packaging solution, and they still have power, then yes, I think they would go to AMD. But I think that's the only way. It's like if they have a little bit extra power and they don't have enough capacity of Nvidia or their ASIC space, that's for Amazon and Google. I think the other players are going to continue to commit with them. We know Meta, Meta. I think is highly going to take a nice amount of MI450s. Microsoft, I think, will also do it. OpenAI will also do it. Oracle is also going to do it. But when it comes to Google and Amazon, just because they have their own ASIC, I think there has to be like an excess amount of power that they still want to build capacity, and that's how they do it. I spent half of my cash, more like 70%. Nice, Ray. Again, we're in this today. We're in this. We're gonna say we're bullish. Are we out of the woods just yet? I don't. I'm hoping we're out of the woods today. It seems we're out of it today. Um, or at least right now, we don't know where the market closes in the next few hours. If it goes down more, I'll cry. Not just a breather. Yeah, I'm never. I always think I always think tomorrow is going to be worse. And when it's not, then I get super excited. Huge buying opportunities. People that don't buy now, they will regret later. I just after a massive rally like we're seeing today, right? There could be some breathing room, right? The market is extremely volatile. I know maybe sometimes I know some people like to wait for a turnaround and then they do. Everybody has their own unique way. IREN still intact on thesis even after yesterday's results. I don't think yesterday's results were bad, right? I haven't done a deep dive. I'm gonna do a deep dive obviously on the what the chip happened community. But what I've read is I think for IREN, what happened last night is one, I think the market was really pricing in some form of new customer, which they didn't announce, but they announced a huge power growth, right? Not only that, they're mentioning that one of the plants that used to be Bitcoin mining, they successfully kind of transferred it to high performance computing. And now they have that layout worked out that for the future ones, they are, I forget what's the other one that they're going to do. They're also going to transfer it to AI high performance computing. They mentioned that demand is not the issue. It's just right now companies are just trying to get as much as possible. And they're still it seems like they're still in schedule for their Microsoft at the end of this year. That's another thing. Maybe people were hoping that some of these GPUs would be turned on a lot faster, but it was scheduled more for later this year, and I think that's still on track. The other thing that I found is they did update a contract that they had with Microsoft, where it doesn't have to just be GB300s. It actually can be upgraded to Vera Rubins, and I think that's actually pretty exciting because it gives them potential to continue to win in other generations. So I am gonna say I did become an IREN shareholder yesterday. Um, um, so I'm a little bit more I'm going to be doing a little bit more deep dive. Maybe I might even do a video on them, um, later today, but I talked about it in the community. So I don't think we can analyze it completely today. And again, but I will be kind of doing a video later on. I'm using today's to raise cash for taxes just in case. I'm guessing this is for me sleeping. Spectaculars, spectaculars, speculators, so speculators, my bad, are worried. Investors invest. I agree, right? I think that's why I don't know if you guys saw. It could have been just like let me close a lot of this stuff too. I did a video yesterday, right? It was a quick one. What was my video yesterday? I forgot what I titled it. It was massive update, AI stocks crash and whatnot. For 7 minutes, I was just ranting. I was literally just ranting of why I wasn't worried. I think this is the reason the market was saved. There were some whales that watched it and was like, you know what, Jose's right. Let me go back in. So you're welcome. You're welcome. What's going on? What's going on? Hello, Jose. What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Did you sleep on the couch last night? Like I said, I slept. I didn't leave the room. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Are you worried about labor data? This is one thing, Roy, I don't do. I really don't focus on macros at all, right? The only thing I focus on is what company am I in and what are their customers doing? What companies am I in? I'm in AI stocks. What are companies doing? They're increasing and opening their wallets. Okay, that's it. That's simple. That's why yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw me on my stream and I see someone spamming here. If anybody wants to be a mod, feel free as well. Let me know. Simon, I don't know if you want to be a mod. Anybody here that wants to just to randomly get some of these spam bots here. But yesterday I was on a stream right with Amit, with Sam, with Neil, and Tanner, and when they started to talk about when they started to talk about labor stuff and macro stuff and how this felt like 2022 because of some stuff, I was lost. I was like, I'm a simple man. I buy companies. I try to understand what their customers do. That gives me my long-term thought process. Because I don't know what happens in the macro, I expect volatility in the short term. So if stocks go down, so be it, but the long-term thesis is still intact. And I think that eliminates a lot of the noise for me, right? I'm not saying it's bad to know the macros. I think it's important, but it's just not for me. It's definitely not for me. um, Raise, no problem. Sorry, I looked away for 2 minutes. It's no problem. I'm on it too, right? I'm on it. Applying for mod, please. All right. I'm just hold on. Let me just add. I'm gonna add Simon. Um, and let me see. And Sadaf, at least for now. Standard moderator. Sorry, let me just do this. I just know those. I see those. Obviously, I know Simon and from the community. Let's go back. Sorry, let's go back. I want to try to answer all the questions like always. Like always, I want to go back to all the questions. Hold on, let me just make sure. Did you sleep on the couch? I did not. Damn it. I think I answered that one already. Hold on. All right. Bad labor data probably suggests more rate cuts, which is bullish for stocks. See, I mean, that's so crazy, right? It's like I don't want to think about that. I'm already thinking about chips and stuff, and chips and AI and models is like I can't add more to this brain. My brain is can only handle so much. Canceled my me too, right? My Costco called. I was like, "You guys can't pay me enough anymore." Huge day. Congrats to those of the banks to say for making the journey a bit more comfortable. No worries. Not sure what to buy today. Didn't buy anything yesterday, so I feel that's the thing. Never feel Sir Living Stream, Sir Living Stream. Never feel the FOMO. FOMO hurts. If I ever feel FOMO, usually again, it's different for everybody. If I ever feel FOMO, I maybe like buy very, very little just to say, just to get that feeling out, right? Because I do think emotions play out. It might not be the smartest thing. And I think in the market, there's a lot of things that aren't the smartest things, but are smart enough to control your emotions, which at the end of the day make like a better decision overall. Like if I ever get like, oh, the FOMO, I usually buy something really quick, like super small. So like that I can get that FOMO feeling out. And then I don't, I'm no, I'm not going to go rogue and buy like crazy. Right. So it's like, if you can control it a little bit, that's okay. Not financial advice, but just what works for me. Hasab will say, I thought you were going to stream today. Click checked earlier. Yeah, I had, I was getting my little one his passport. So we had to go to the, post office, and that took a little bit longer. But luckily we made it here, and I'm here. Gonna take all the Nvidia money and run, leave the country. JK, JK, just K. Are any of the semiconductor companies going to run into problems acquiring memory? I know Jensen has memory on lockdown, but what about AMD and Broadcom? I mean, I think that's the issue, right? And it's not just about memory, right? It's supply chain issues, and that's why it's hard. I've always talked about it for AMD. One of the biggest issues is kind of how will they be able to handle some of the supply chain issues. Um, I think right now everybody has some good contracts. So at least the big players, I think it'll be a lot harder for the smaller players. And that's why I think the consumer market, especially in the consumer market, I think the consumer market is going to be. But I think acquiring memory, a lot big companies would work with everybody, right? Like Micron is not only going to work with one person because you don't want to you don't want to de-riskify yourself or riskify yourself by only playing in one space. So just like TSMC, right? TSMC makes sure they work with everybody. Obviously, some people get a lot bigger piece of the pie because they make a bigger contract. Um, but this is just going to limit how much growth companies can make. And I think that's going to create incentives for companies to try to find a way outside of this hiccup, right? When you have constraints, you try to find innovations out of it. I think there were reports of some Chinese players kind of doing some unique stuff with memory where they needed less HBM, where because of the constraints in the overall space. So constraints lead to innovation. Um, and when everybody is lacking memory, some crazy innovation has to happen. Let's go. What is the memory market doing? We know IREN here, 42%. Let's see. And Nvidia, it's crazy. It's 6%, but 183. We were just at these levels like um 4 days ago. But we're all happy, right? We're all happy. We're back to 4 days ago. What is AMD? AMD back in the 207s. Nice, nice, nice. What are memory companies doing? MU. MU up 2%. All right. SK Hynix up 6%. Broadcom up 6%. So definitely getting some excitement overall in the semiconductor space. I'm surprised Micron. I thought Micron technology. I'm pretty sure you guys saw, right? There were some news that came out from Semi Analysis. I haven't really looked at it too much. So if there's any questions about that, I haven't read it just yet. I am curious to know if you guys, if we have any coders here, if you guys tried Opus 4.6 or Codex 5.3, what are your thoughts on it? I'm already a little depressed about this correction. A little depressed about this correction. It isn't easy to handle. It isn't, right? And um, I think understanding, right? I think this is what in the market you have to understand. Am I too overexposed into one market? If the market continues to correct, like, am I going to be able to handle it? If you are a beginner in this market, it shows you a lot of how portfolio allocation should go for you in the future, especially as you get more money. in the future, you start to really see how you want to allocate a portfolio over time. Do you think TSM would be able to keep up with the demand? I mean, they're increasing capex like no tomorrow. I think they'll be able to. mm, I don't actually want them to keep up with demand, right? Because if they don't keep up with demand, then that demand is just going to be moving on to the next year and the next year and the next year, and then we have like a longer cycle. But I think they're going to be spending as much as they can to make sure they get as much revenue as possible. I think they are going to be. They're careful with it, right? They're careful with their capex. Even though this year and the next year they mentioned is going to be insane, I think there's still going to be plenty of demand. I mean, we're still not even in the robotics phase, right? What happens if we really do enter the robotics phase within the next 5 years? The amount of chips that are going to go in robots is going to be wild. If we enter into some form of like autonomous vehicle where all these companies really enter, I mean, we already have Mercedes with Uber and Nvidia, right? I think they just made another a recent announcement a few weeks ago. Like obviously Tesla, but I mean, if you have other players really kind of go more into that, that's a lot of chips. We still haven't even entered the AR glasses era, right? We really do see Meta pushing with the Ray-Bans. We see Google kind of talking about that. We're still not there. What if what happened, whatever OpenAI releases is really the next AI products? We're still not like all those are a lot of chips, right? I mean, and again, I hate to sound like a permabull. I'm not. There's cycles, right? So there are cycles throughout this thing where there's going to be, but long term, it's like you have so not all those pieces have to be right to be bullish in the semiconductor space, right? If just robotics happens, or if just autonomous vehicles happens, or if just massive AI agents, just if one of those happens, that creates a massive wave for the future. Now, if all of them happen at the same time, now that's a I can't even imagine how fat our wallets would be, but um, it's like space, right? Space data centers. I haven't listened to. I heard Elon was at one of the. I forget his name. He was just at he talks a little bit about space data centers, and obviously it's important to take Elon's word. With some like extension timeline, but just the thought process is like, okay, maybe we don't get AI data centers in space this year or next year, but it's something that's in the back of people's mind. That's how crazy constrained we are. Again, it's not that I'm super bullish space right now, but that could be an opportunity in the future. Um, so imagine if they all hit at the same time. Wild, wild. Why bullish in human innovation? Meta plans to buy. Yeah, I think so too. I think so. I mean, they have. I think a good amount of capex is going to go from there. I mean, AMD mentioned they have customers, other customers with scale-up approach. It seems Nvidia is waiting to see how these four companies spend their money, but we already know how they are, right? All big tech have reported, right? I don't think brothers thinking of starting a new stock. Aaron, what's your advice, Nelson? I think first, I mean, any position, it's just how how much do you feel like you're exposed to the AI market? How much are you exposed into high beta, not just being in the AI market, but just in high beta? Are you in a lot of high beta names? You're going to increase your exposure here. What type of position sizing? Um, I like I mentioned, I'm bullish in the AI infrastructure space. Um, so for me, it's like I don't mind entering into it. Baby pump fist. Mm, I don't know. Sometimes I don't see it here. Um, it's a sigh of relief. I agree. I agree. And just take it. Is there a price point that you would sell Crwv if I bought at 86? Christian, I believe it's a $200 billion market cap. So say that what it is. If in the short term, if let me just say, if in the short term, any stock gives me like 200, 300% returns, I'm selling some. Like no matter how long-term investor I am, if in 2, 3 months a stock goes and says, Jose, here's 200% return, here's 300% return, I'm saying, I know I'm long-term investor on you, but 200 and 300% in 2, 3 months, I'm taking a nice amount and trimming. That's just my style. I wouldn't sell all, but I would trim a nice amount. So for me, if we go at a steady uptrend, I don't think I have a price target, right? If we see just a nice uptrend with no crazy real movements, I believe this is a $200 billion market cap company in the next 5 years. But if Crwv decides tomorrow, no matter how long term of investor I am, if Crwv tomorrow decides to jump to like 200, 250 in just 3 days, um, I'm saying Crwv, we are eating good for the next year. Because you don't see those types of returns too often. And again, I wouldn't sell a lot, but I think I would trim a nice amount. I mean, I wouldn't sell it all, but I would probably trim. So that's my process. Do you have a position in Nebius? Yes, I do. My biggest position is Crwv, but I do have a position in Nebius. Um, and like I mentioned, now I do also have a position in IREN because of Simon. Simon forced me to. He was like, Jose, you have to. And risk, and it's also, yes, risk management is the key, and it's also portfolio allocation, right? If one of my, I have so many AI stocks that if one rallies like crazy and I sell off, I'm still very exposed to the AI market, right? So that's another thing that I have with me. It's like um I'm so exposed to the space that if one of them goes up like crazy, it's like I'm still very much exposed to this market that let me just take this massive W. Uh, Damn it, I forgot. I'm not supposed to click the bottom one because then I can't see the top where I was last. Um, let's see. Come on. If you're a new that I know that's not the if you're a new investor and have some money to deploy in Max 7, which would you choose? Yeah, Max 7 ETF is probably my first choice. Max is one of them. For me, maybe let me know. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What Max 7 would you pick right now? I mean, I have to always go with Nvidia. I mean, 4 P ratio, even with this, is probably still 25. After Nvidia, I think, I don't know, Amazon is attractive in the 200s, extremely attractive. I think Microsoft is also attractive in the 400s, sub 400s. Um, I think those would be my top two outside of Nvidia. Would be right now Amazon and Microsoft. Meta would probably be third or fourth. So Nvidia first, Amazon or Microsoft second or third, right? Those could be trans. Then would be Meta. Um, and I'm talking more at current valuations, right? I'm talking more about current valuations. And I think next would be Google. I like the Mac 5, right? I'm not even though Apple is a huge business and they make money like no tomorrow. I don't know. It's a magnificent business, but I think the Mac 5, it's innovators are innovating based. But then you can say Tesla too. Um, but I like those Mac 5s right now. Google, I think, has the opportunity to be the biggest company in the world. I just think it really did see a nice rally in these past few months. That's the only reason Google was in the lower rank compared to Amazon and Microsoft. Is more just because of the price action. But I think Google and Nvidia, Google or Nvidia, one of those is going to be the top players, the big boys, number one company. But Mr. Krabs, he was number one. Um, I always forget these videos. Which videos, Simon? I forgot which video. I want to go back to the top. I want to make sure I say hi to everybody today. Um, all right. Okay. Love TSMC. They win no matter. That's true, right? Very true. They win whoever. I bought Microsoft at 42022. At 422. I think that's a great price. Obviously, the dip is dipping, but I think I'm still happy despite the bigger dip. Odds that they split, given their last split was in 2003. I don't know when they usually. I don't know when they usually split. Normally, I think now in the United States, I'm not even too fussed about it, just because you kind of do that. We do have fractional sharing. It's become less important to me. I know it can sometimes create sentiments towards the stock. But first, with the 422, I think I bought around those levels. That makes a lot of sense, Jose. Thank you. Thank you. $200 for Nvidia. When? Hopefully soon. I forget these videos. LOL. I forget what videos. Hood is coming back. Nice, nice. We are still walking in the woods. We're walking, but there's some sun, right? We see something. We see some clarity. It's no longer in the dark being chased by Bigfoot or something. Anyone secretly wants more tips? We want it when it's green, but we don't want it when it's red, right? People talk the talk, but do they walk the walk? Right? It's like, I'm not saying you do, Riz. I think you do, but I'm just saying most people is like, You know what? I wish we would have got it. We're gonna get it Monday, and we're gonna be like, I wish we got the rally again. Um, I wonder what random stuff happens over the weekend, right? Something crazy is gonna happen over the weekend, and then we're all gonna be like, "Damn it, who?" We're gonna blame Riz for wishing that back. Okay, transfer money back to savings account. Uh, um, let's see what else. All right, so we're getting these questions. Nice, nice. I appreciate you guys being here. Like always, this is a quick hour of just Q&A sessions and just BSing. Josie, Josie, would you say Josie or Jose? Jose, Josie. Given Nvidia took already, what else do you have as good targets? I mean, a lot of things. I mean, even though it's crazy, right? I think it's all about perspective. AI, because it went 7%, right? But it's at levels last seen 4 days ago. I don't think, right? 4 days ago, I was saying this was a cheap stock, right? Still, so 7% as a long-term investor, I don't fuss about too much. Obviously, my portfolio screen, I haven't opened it, right? I haven't opened it just yet, but maybe I might after the stream just so I can be happy and I can be like, wife, look, we did it. We made it out of the red for the day. But a lot of these I would still look at, right? Even after these rallies, but during these rallies, I would actually also be a little bit more cautious, right? Like I wouldn't go and load the bulk on Crwv after 18% day. That to me is crazy. But a small dollar cost average, if like, hey, maybe I missed a little bit, because 88 is still lower than my price target, right? Not my price target, than my cost basis. Um, so, but after a massive rubber band effect like this, it would be very rare for me to buy today, even if it's cheaper. But that's because I already feel extremely exposed. Again, it's all about how your portfolio is. I feel extremely exposed into this market. It's like I don't need to chase anything. I'm not cautious. Damn it! I clicked the last one. I gotta stop doing it. But it was just a good question. What are your thoughts on Meta? Are you a buyer? Or are you still cautious? I don't think I was ever cautious on Meta. I think we bought into 600s. I just think there's other Mag 7s that I like better, right? That's my only thing with it. All right, people, let me go back to where we were. I want to make sure we say hi to everybody. I think we were around here. We are still live. I don't think that's it. Okay, yes. All right, we're here. Good morning, Jose. How's your day going so far? It's going good. Hope your day's going good. Hey, Jose, can you talk about Nvidia not needing Micron anymore and going with SK Hynix? Well, SmackDown, I think I haven't read it just yet, but remember, Nvidia used to use a lot more SK Hynix for HBM. I think for Micron, it was a small portion for the Blackwell aspect, so it's not like it's a massive shift, right? And remember, it's not just Nvidia. You have so many players, right? You have Broadcom who might need it. You have Google who might need it. You have AMD who might need it, and all these other players. I don't own Micron. On the top level, it seems scary, but everybody's supply constraint. I don't know if it's an issue with Micron's HBM4. And if it's not, then it's like someone else is just gonna buy it. So yeah. I'm gonna probably read a little bit more about it. A little bit about it, but obviously hearing that it's bad for Nvidia, you think it's game over, but there's so many companies that need HBM, right? And there's also DDR5, right, that could be used for servers. Instead of like making all these crazy yield losses on HBM, can you actually make more money with DDR5, another type of server memory? So I think that's what also the market. My whole portfolio apparently has an implied volatility. That is wild. What's going on, Simon? What's going on, Simon? Welcome to IREN, Jose. Second largest position for me at 26. Nice, nice. Nothing crazy for me in size. Definitely nothing crazy. Thanks for the deep dive on IREN later on. No worries, Nelson. We're going to do it. Obviously, the community is going to get a written and some nice stuff. Here, I'm going to just do like a top level financials on it, but it's still a lot of great info. I think Amazon or Microsoft, Google is awesome, but price has gone up too much. Never just take someone else's word for it, though. Learn as much as you can. I agree with this sentiment, right? Those are the ones I favor more due to price action right now. Even though long term, I think I mentioned it yesterday in yesterday's stream. Um, I think this is a market where you could just pick a Mac 7 and be good. Well, maybe not a Mac 7, the Mac 5 that I talked about. Um, no, but I mean, Apple is good, right? Apple is good. Hi, what's going on? Thanks, Jose. Mods, please. Sorry, I looked away. No problem. No problem. Hold on. I'm in the we're 22 minutes behind, guys. I'm trying to get to all these questions. And again, for some reason, this platform that I use, every time you guys put a new message, it kind of scrolls me down. Jose, do you own mostly tech AI, or do you own any defensive stocks? Now, I really am just in the tech space. I mean, for me, it's like the tech market. I'm like, if the also other thing that's crucial to know about me is I do have cash outside of the stock market, right? And that's usually in like a high yield savings account, or it usually could be in maybe if it's not in a high yield savings account, it's in T bills, or it's in SGov, which I think is another kind of short term bills as well. Um, so it's like, because I have that equity outside of my portfolio, I feel comfortable going, not needing defensive stuff. And it gives me I feel like that equity outside is my defensive stuff. And then it allows me to be extremely, extremely aggressive in my stock market, right? It's like the stocks aren't my defensive play. I don't want, when I'm putting right now, I'm in the phase where I don't need my stocks being defensive. I could have other defensive plays, but if you're in my stock market, if you're in my portfolio, the closest thing I'm going to get to defensive is going to be an ETF or an index fund. Um, and it's different, right? So I do have an emergency fund, but then it's just like a whole different equity amount too that I have. Just like, it's emergency fund, then I have a healthy equity fund outside of stocks, and then I have pure stocks that are just you go aggressive mode, and that's it. And that's why when you think of portfolio allocation, that's how I also think about it, right? I also think about my assets outside. Jose tunes out all the noise and focuses on what's important with companies. I like to kick people off the chat. Sounds like so Dom, I appreciate it. Then I don't have to worry about it. Was hoping for lower priced opportunities. Mikos, I feel like there's a funny movie. Do you plan on doing meetups? I live in the Midwest, and I feel like literally nobody. I don't think I mean, I think for me, I'm such a niche market that I mean, the mid, right? This guy talks about, he knows everything, right? He knows the macros. He has so many people. I think meetups for someone like that makes sense, right? You have so many people, but like meetups for me, what, you'll show up with like 10 people at random states. I don't think for me it's something, right? I think in this, maybe I might have an AI, an AI something. I don't know. I just don't. Is spending on capex really a crime? It's a crime not to. Jeshi. I'm horrible with names, so my apologies. I should have just stopped at the first time. I shouldn't even have tried. Right, I shouldn't have tried. Little nervous with the pump going into the weekend. I know, right? That's usually the scary thing, right? Not really trusting it. Never trust anything, right? Never trust anything, but be excited. Live at the moment at the same time, right? Never trust anything, but at least live in the moment, right? Don't be too fearful when we've been fearful, like no tomorrow. I mean, I'm not, but Nvidia, Jose, Nvidia, I'm up 13% overall today. Is this another? This dead cat better be a zombie, is all I'm saying. It better be a zombie. Microsoft is having a huge discount already. Good price to buy. I like Microsoft a lot. Should we be worried about Japan? See, this is not what you're gonna get from me. I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? I know Amazon is spending $200 billion on AI capex. Um, I know if Meta is gonna spend 135 billion on capex. That's what I do know. But what this is gonna happen and how it's gonna impact me, it'll create volatility. That's all I know. It'll create volatility, and that volatility I'm okay with. Because I don't know, I add it to the volatility bucket. Oh man, I hear my little one crying, but he's with mama today, so I think she's got it. If I hear more, I'll step up for a second. Amazon, good price to buy. Also, I like Amazon too. Microsoft had a great discount. Yes, I think I agree. I want to see. I don't care. I want it. I want to see. I think that's just why I said it. I'm sorry. I want to see next week rather buy into the V. Agree. Everybody has their own method, right? I'm not buying today. But I'm not selling today either. I don't think I am. I don't have no intentions of, unless something has gone up 100%. Meta too, good price. The big cap spenders still getting punished. They shouldn't. That money. Check OSC, but LiDAR market has consolidated enough where one American player left. They are much more than automotive supplier. Don't think markets understand. That's the other thing, right? With LiDAR would actually be, I mean, you're probably going to have vision, but if you're going to enter the consumer space with robotics, I think with robotic space, you're going to need some form of like backup safety, right? And but then I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't want vision seems to be strong enough for Tesla, and I use Tesla, but on a daily basis. The what the chip happen community helps with FOMO and accountability with yourself. I agree with this, right? I was so happy when I was in the reading the community post, and it's like everybody seemed pretty chill. Are the Mag 7s bouncing back? Bounce back. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. 1%. 1% here too. 7%. I mean, some of them are seeing some nice. I mean, but again, we're seeing prices that we saw last 4 days. Last 4 days, right? That's the only thing I would say. Last 4 days. It's like we forgot that last 4 days. You know, it's crazy. 4 days ago, when the stocks were 180s, 183s, we were like, "Damn it! You know what? Damn it!" Stocks were at 190, but we forgot about the 190s already. Or for a lot of stocks, like the 192s, and we're like, "Whoa, we're back there. We're back to where we wanted to be." We are just funny people. Um, boo, boo, boo. We Let's see. Oh man, I'm missing a lot. I'm behind. I am 24 minutes. All right. Do you think will murky the balance sheets since they're spending? It will, but I mean, if they continue to see operating cash flow, that would be great. My 30K investment in Nvidia in 26 now sitting at $2.2 million. Congrats. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Congratulations. That's what it is. Nvidia is that stock. Nvidia has changed life for so many. I'm pretty sure so many have, right? Like Palantir, like Hood, potentially Crwv next, potentially IREN next, right? The market always gives us something. It always does. All right. All right. Stop typing, people. Stop typing. I need to get to the questions that I'm at. I'm scrolling too much. All right. Here we go. You're going to be amidst LA. The wife and I are going. I'm not, right. I was going to go to he had the one it was New York, but it's actually Jersey, right? I hate when that happens. But I forgot that he was having it. I should have been there. Would love to buy you a beer and tell you, man, it's going to 100. Just act like I'm there. Drink enough so you know you think I'm there telling you about that. Just kidding. I'm not promoting drinking a lot, right? Don't say, holy snuff, congrats on holding. Everybody, right? Adam, what's going on? What's your opinion on Amazon's shelf offering? Does that make it a worse buy here at subs 200? I haven't read into that one, Gabs. To be honest, I wouldn't really, it really wouldn't matter too much to me. I think the massive amount of AI investment is needed, and I think they are seeing it. They have the Anthropic demand, they have the OpenAI demand, they have their advertisement demand, their e-commerce agent demand. They have so many different aspects where they can be using their cloud infrastructure that even if the cloud market doesn't see it, they internally will use it. If Mag 7 wants to grow, they have to spend. The fears are all near-term emotions. Long-term, the spending will look like pennies in the grand scheme of things. I do believe AI, unfortunately, AI is really going to create that market where it's only going to be a few companies. I'm so curious where we're going to be like 10 years from now. Like, are these companies going to have to be split up because they are the only ones, right? If AI is really that product, which I think it's only going to be, those. Did you trim any? I didn't. What percent allocation was your highest? I haven't trimmed anything right now. Nothing is giving me trimming. But Nvidia is north of 30%, probably higher. Sub Jose, damn it, I missed it. Hold on, guys. Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up. It's going to. I wish Nvidia was a good price to something around 150s would be great. I mean, 150s would give you a forward PE ratio of like 19. That is more than great. That would be extremely cheap. It was almost sub 170. I thought 170 was great. Yeah, I forgot Meta. It's a great valuation. Crwv 18%. Don't skip that. Don't skip that. Good thoughts, Ray. Good thoughts. What's going on, June? I want to see. What do we want to look at? Let's look at us. Let me just look here real quick. I know I have questions and I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm curious. Astera Applied Digital up 21%. CoreWeave up 19%. Navida's up 17%. Astera Labs. What the chip? If you know what the chip, you know? We talked about that one. Nebius up 15%. Credo 14%. Air 12%. ARM. I'm surprised ARM. ARM is 10%, but it's actually up even after the dip, right? 122 was sitting pretty good. Ontus. And let me zoom in. Maybe you guys can't see. You guys can't. Let me just show you guys these crazy greens on chips and AI. This is my Super Micro at 33. Nice. It's Friday. All right. I think you guys were on when I talked about my YOLO play here on Super Micro. And if it ends here, that YOLO play is actually really good. Sometimes I want to AMD 7. All right. Let's go. Let's go. ALAB. Let's go. I'm just gonna keep random ones open just so we can all be happy. What are you guys? I'm not trying. I don't follow them, but I'm hoping. I'm not trying to make enemies. I'm hoping you guys are good too. Nice, 8%. Nice, 15%. Hopefully, nice, 5%. All right. When we all win, right? We all win. I'm not happy. I'm happy when we all win. I don't own these. Now I'm the real one. Adobe. Salesforce. Okay. ServiceNow. This is wild. Stocks are rallying like crazy and these things are not moving. Oh my goodness. Boom. Let me move this out. I don't want that negativity in here. Let's go. AMD. We have a lot of AMD here. AMD bullets here. Let's 8%. Healthy, good. Let's see. What question was I in? Man. Hey, all right, guys, can you stop don't post for like 5 seconds. Let me just get into the questions again. Oh my God. How far back am I? Samsung to ramp up HBM4 DRAM output capacity by 70. You think this is what scares me about the memory market, right? Star is like, what happens when somehow the Chinese market gets a little bit better with creating certain tools? What happens when maybe chips companies say, you know what, we can actually go back to HBM3 and it's like, I know you guys can do it really well, or something like that. It's like, you know what, maybe we don't need the fastest anymore. Maybe we can slow down. It's what scares me. It's not what's going to happen, but it's what scares me. CoreWeave, yes. And again, I've been talking about that in the past. It's not like I'm just talking about it now. It's just what scares me and what I just don't have the nerves of steels to be able to hold the semiconductor company, even though they're sold out. High CapEx should boost semis, all semis. Competition drives. I have to talk whoever made this app and say, look, I need a feature where it doesn't have to automatically scroll down. Competitive drives improvements. I agree. CoreWeave almost 20%. I know we are very much into semi, but what conductors says copper, but will fiber optics reduce needs for copper? I mean, it could, right? I think so. I'm not a materials guy, so this might be the dumbest question of all time. What is glass made out of? Right? And it's like, that's probably a dumb question. Let's act like we didn't ask that question. But like, what material, what mineral is that? What makes it up? Again, probably dumb question. Hey, Jose, any thoughts on Axon? I haven't, but Big Buck has been trying to talk to me about this one in private. just with the current earnings, I haven't really done much research. He seems very excited, and I really respect Big Buck. A lot of people also follow it. Um, is it sand? I didn't know. It is sand, right? I didn't know if that was just in the movie style things. Like, when you heat up sand really quickly, it it turns to again. Maybe I'm gonna just stop it here. I'm just gonna stop it here because I I think is it's it's not taking me to a good place. Change the topic. I've been watching The Office again. I've seen The Office like 30 times. It's the one show I can watch 30,000 times. Um, Hold on. Let's go back to questions. Corey, are you bullish on Amazon and Meta? I'm bullish on all Mac 7s, but right now I'm a little bit more bullish on Amazon on the pricing side, right? On the pricing side. Hey, we got 500 people. Pretty cool. 500 people of us just BSing. Is just curious, right? It's 550 people. What do you guys like about this, right? It's definitely different from like what Amit does. It's probably different than what Tanner does. It's probably different than what other streamers do. What do you guys like about this 1 hour stream? For me, I like it because I feel like I just get to BS with you guys and answer questions to share my top level thoughts. But I would love to hear, what do you guys really do enjoy about these streams? I try to answer with all this increase in CapEx coming from big players. It's going to be hard for them to keep up with the demand. I'm talking everybody, right? I mean, the whole supply chain in the semiconductor industry is going to be uh, amazing. I mean, I think Johnson was at an interview when he was in Taiwan, and he mentions that his partners are very happy because it's not just Nvidia winning, right? All the suppliers are having. Um, it's because you are the only one live now. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I'm the only one. Um, I'm the only one live right now. It's, hey, when you have no options, that's that. Oh man. Hey, if you need a significant partner, that's it. That's all you have. You just got to make it seem like you're the only choice, right? That's how you get the wife or the husband. You just gotta make it seem like you're the only one left in the world. Boom, boom, boom. My thoughts are always, do we really see any of the Mac 7 speak? No, I don't, right? Eh, the Mac 5, I don't. Some can probably see a little bit more innovation, I wish. Maybe the Mac 6. But yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Monopoly. It's all about oh, it's all about I should have known it's business, right? It's all about monopolies. Like if you're streaming at that time, you got the market and that's it. You could do anything. And damn it. All right, people. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm starting from the bottom. So when we grabbing birthday dinner with you, you guys know my birthday's in August, so it's got quite a while. Q&A format is great. Semiconductor focus is a must. So it's a Q&A for, okay, Monopoly. Hey, Miss Julie, you're my 0-day T options. I'm just searching for something that's not all about day trading and scoring big daily wins. More market analysis, not just trying to catch rockets. Hi, Jose. You of now? TLD. Not sure what TLD means, but I don't know what that means. I'm too depressed. The market's too red. It's not. It's not. Oh, it's like, oh, okay, so it's we should or we the okay, so it's a mid, then me, then Tanner goes live, then Steve goes live, then Matt goes live. Okay, I'm happy I chose this hour. Everybody has their special sauce. I want to be a mod. Been watching for over a year. Why? Let me just say, being a mod is just extra work, right? It's just you just. Does Amit pay his mods? Just curious. I'm curious. I've always wondered, maybe not Amit, but just do streamers. Do streamers pay their mods? Is that a thing, or do they just do it because they want to be part of the community? Like, I know there's like these massive Twitch streamers. Do they pay their mods? Like Reddit mods in general, like Reddit mods. What do Reddit mods get, right? I mean, as a streamer, you appreciate it, right? You appreciate it. But I've always been curious. Like, I mean, the Reddit modders. So you see Reddit mods just like, is it just something they enjoy? Is it their thing, right? Everybody has a hobby, and that's a thing, right? I never want to mods is not. But why isn't, right? Simon, I'm not gonna pay you. Raise, I'm not gonna pay you. All right. I'm gonna give you guys laughs for the mods that are in here. I'm gonna give you guys laughs. Um, but I'm just curious because there's a like when you make it big, right? And there's people who have like thousands of chats and they're just there, or just like Reddit. It's like, is it just purely a hobby that they enjoy? We miss Neo though. Is he upset or something? I don't know. I mean, I was streaming with him, right? But for unfortunately for me, it just the time he wanted to stream just wasn't working for me. Just because with the little one and then some of the other stuff that I did. Um, but I think he's gonna continue to stream. Doesn't he do the morning still? Hi, I'm new to SM2 Buck. Are you more long-term investing or day trading? I'm a huge long-term investor. You are not gonna want to see me for day trading. Do day traders have macros? Like, right, they know they have the buy, sell macros. I don't do any macros. Um, yeah. I don't even know. I want to ask what this is. What is this? Okay, all right. Let's actually get some real questions, right? Some questions. Uh Hey Jose, if you would buy a stock on screen, what would you seem interested in? One, three, if you want. All right, no max seven. So I like this question. I see the super chat. I demand a raise. Raise is asking for a raise. Appreciate the super chat. Um, appreciate the super chat. I might have something in mind for mods, something unique. I'll think. I wonder if I can get. Well, I'll talk about. I'll think about it after race. Something is brewing. Brewing. Uh, but if I had to buy a stock on screen now, outside of the Max 7, what would you seem interested in? That is a very strong question. I mean, it's a strong. It's strange because with my mind, it works with volatility, with my market position size, right? It can't be a Max 7. Okay, it can't be a Max 7. Crwv, but I'm already so exposed into that, right? It's all of like, what am I into right now? I think AMD. It would be AMD. AMD would be one of them for sure. If it wasn't a Max 7, but some people might be like, Jose, that's easy. So AMD would be one of them. I think software space, I don't own them, but if I was starting a portfolio from scratch right now, I think either Synopsys or Cadence. I think these software names are down a lot, and I think long term they have a lot of opportunity. Synopsys or Cadence are good ones. They're software players, but I think they're software players that can benefit dramatically from the AI space and AI agents. And then Marvell, I like a lot. Marvell, Astera Labs, I just purchased that one, so Astera Labs would be one. So those would be if I wasn't in the if I couldn't pick a Max 7. And I'm sorry, guys, I can't scroll up. If I missed a comment from you and you want to repost it, recomment it again. Do you buy staples at all? I don't know why. The first two thought in my mind was going to Staples at the store, like the store Staples, and then the second store was like Staples, obviously you don't shoot Staples, but now I'm thinking as a kid, when you used to like put it on the stapler and just act like you were shooting super far. But Staples stocks, no, I don't. I don't. It's for me the closest thing you get to a Staples, and I think it's Staples, is the Max 7 or an index fund, right? An index fund. But like if I'm gonna go buy a McDonald's, I'm definitely not. If I'm gonna go buy a Coca-Cola, definitely not. It's just it doesn't work for me. And let me just say, throughout my investing career, I've gone through these phases, right? I have this like, you know what? Maybe I should focus on some low PE ratio stocks. Maybe I should focus on some lower growth stocks. But like I mentioned, over time, I started putting equity outside of my portfolio, where it's like I don't need that staple anymore on my portfolio. My portfolio could be all 100% offensive, but that's because I have defensive outside. Um, Maybe if I didn't have defensive outside, I would feel a little bit different. But the close, I think for now, Max 7 is for me the biggest offensive defensive play. Love your videos a lot. Better than some of the other YouTubers on here. I think everybody has their own way. I always try. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should focus a little bit more on doing B-rolls and stuff like that. But then I give up after 2 days. So hopefully my commentary and analysis on some of the stuff is better than any B-roll. Any small caps under 2 billion? Under 2 billion. I think the only one that I really like Air, right? Air test system. I don't think I've bought any recently. I think my last buy was in the 22s a few months ago. Um, like around this dip, one of these dips. But we've been in Air for a while, right? We've been on Air for quite a while. I think even before 2025, we've done videos on it. So Air is probably one that I do like with a market cap of 2 billion. Another one that sounds interesting, right? I'm not pulling the trigger, but I really like just the business aspects behind it. It would be InnoData, right? InnoData looks pretty cool. Um, I haven't bought it, so again, that's a full disclaimer that I'm not buying it right now. But if you were to tell me, Jose, if you have a list of $2 billion or under stocks, which one would you be doing a lot more research on? Air test system, InnoData will probably make that list. Maybe a little bit. This one's super small, OSS, right? Super small, $230 million. What else after Air? I don't think I have any others within that 2 billion that I can think of right now. Oh, I know. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is another one that we talk a lot about not a lot, but we talk a little bit in this channel about. It's a AI data center. But anything under 2 billion, when you think about, in my opinion, when you think about anything under 2 billion, this is extremely high risk, high reward, right? It's not a pure YOLO play. That's when you do that research, but it's like the chances of you being wrong can be really, really high, right? So like these white fiber, I'm in the AI infrastructure space, but this is like nowhere near the size of Nebius, which is nowhere near the size of Crwv, right? So it shows you how portfolio allocation I think about stuff like this. I think the only one that is a somewhat healthy size, like at least mid to high single digits, is this one. But again, I do think most of it is coming from gains opposed to me recently buying. Do you need to pay to see the semi-analysis article? I don't see it anywhere. I guess you do, unless let's go to I'm not gonna show it if it's here. Semi. But I'm just gonna see if it's there. I guess they talk about it in this one, right? It came out, I guess, today. Yeah, so it's the one you have to pay $500 a year, I think, for those analysis. Right now, I'm buying Sentinel-1 and Hims and Hers. Nice. For me, Blake, I don't focus. I don't focus on those. I don't focus in the cybersecurity market. And Hims and Hers, I mean, I hear a lot of great things about it, but I don't know. I just always feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna even talk about it. I hear about it, but it's just not a stock I'm into. Um, I saw some comments for me, so I just want to showcase it. Sometimes I like compliments. Jose, you're the first guy on earth that I enjoy watching lives. Also, love a lot of the streams with Couch and Cole. Keep shining. Appreciate it. Appreciate. That means a lot. Right. Right. That means a lot. It's so funny. Have you talked about Credo? Don't think there's you don't think there's a better data center play? I mean, Credo's definitely pretty interesting, right? With their AECs. They just made an acquisition to go with AELs as well. ALCs. That's not what I meant to put. I meant to put Credo. I talked about it in the community a bit. I haven't talked about it too much. It's still more like pure research phase for me. But I definitely see where there's the opportunity, right? I mean, the networking side, massive growth in their AECs in general, and then with that acquisition, you kind of can just build the bullish thesis on that. And compared to some of the other players, it's a lot cheaper. But I think I think there's reasons for that. Check out Applied if you can. Great channel, by the way. Ace. I mean, I Applied Digital, right? I understand the bullish thesis here, up 22%. I prefer going a little bit higher in the ecosystem, right? These are pretty much more PowerShell players. I prefer like the actual AI infrastructure play, right? That's where I normally like to do it. It's not that I'm bearish in this. I just am more bullish on this. Um, did you buy anything today? I did not. Yesterday we did a little bit, and the day before we did as well. What happened to Broadcom and Nvidia? When you talk like that, it makes it seem like things are going bad, but it's not. So I'm gonna ask. I think the market is just happy today, right? It's going back to levels last seen 5 days ago. Um, Jose, is there any upcoming event conference that you are interested in or planning on attending, even if it isn't semiconductor? Just, I think the biggest one is GTC from Nvidia. That's an actual conference. I haven't looked at anything outside of that. If it is a conference outside of earnings, right? If it doesn't have to do with investing, um, it's very rare. I think the only one that I really liked was, I mean, I'm just new to this, right? I am doing a lot more conference, so GTC is great. Um, Semicon is one I'm gonna try to go to again. All right, Semicon. I did Semicon West this past October, which is pretty cool. It was in Arizona. I think this one's gonna be the 2026 is gonna be in Cali. Um, so that was good. I don't go to this one, and most of these tend to be more technical side. It has nothing to do with investing. But like I mentioned, I come from an engineering background, and I feel like it helps me understand at least where the market is growing. And back then, when I used to work at these cool places, like I got to be front end center of where technology was heading. Now the only way is by going through these conferences or by listening to investor stuff. So Semicon is more of like a technical side of it, and then Hot Chips as well. Hot Chips 2026. That's also in California. But again, this is more technical, and this is usually in August. It's a few days before my birthday. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna go, but I do listen to it live stream. What did I end up getting? So I think I talked about in previous streams. On on Wednesday, I did Nvidia, AMD, and Crwv. And yesterday, I didn't mention it, but I talked about it in my community. It was IREN and some puts on Nebius and IREN as well. And I think Astera Labs was also in there. I think A-Lab was also in there somewhere. Um, how many months of emergency cash do you keep? So Tasty, I think this for me, it's about luckily, my wife is extremely intelligent and she has an amazing job. So I have her to thank for it, but to be able to do this, but because my job, right, what I do here is very non-normal. I think cash for emergency, and then I have an emergency fund, and then I have some other kind of like T bills and other stuff. Emergency funds, I think I probably have closer to 5 months that I would need to continue to be able to survive for, to be able to pay into the family. Um, but again, I have it so high because I don't have your traditional job. And even though I have an engineer and I feel like I'm still in that field, um, I feel like I don't know. I've been gone too long. Am I going to be easy to me to go back into the engineering field? Um, but again, I think that's how I think when you think of emergency fund, you should think of like, hey, what field am I in? How easy is it to get a job? If it's very easy in my field, then maybe I take a little bit less. I need maybe 3 or 4 months. If it's a lot riskier, maybe 4 to 5. Um, and that's what allows me, right? Emergency funds, right? It sounds stupid because it's like it's cash and cash dies down. Maybe put it in like an on something on like a T-bill or something. Um, but it provides a lot of calmness for me. I think that's also one of the reasons that when I see red days, I really don't panic too much because it's like, I'm set, right? I'm good. I don't need to worry just yet. Jose, I thought I would be in the streets this week, but they're so McDonald's. Sean, I appreciate it. are financial assets considered as emergency funds? I think emergency, it depends, right? It depends on how you, I mean, for me, like T-bills and SGov, which are just treasury bills as well. It's a very liquid assets that it's just I know how much money I have there. I have allocated for emergencies, and then I have allocation for pure cash, not pure cash, but for just random, maybe potentially a new house or something like that. So I think it's all how you do it. Um, I don't invest, but I watch tech hype channels, and they're all talking about photonic light computers taking over silicon. Light matters. Employees started. They're private though. You don't invest in general, Mike. If you don't invest in general, I would say hopefully these live streams may change your mind. I think investing in general is the greatest thing. Um, it is definitely something that creates wealth for you and for the family and so on and so forth. But I think photonic light computers in forms of actual accelerators like AI chips, I don't think we're there just yet. Nowhere near. In the networking side, light matters a lot. Um, is AI disrupting your engineering field? I don't think so. I honestly feel like if I was in engineering now because of AI and how good I used it, I would be a way better engineer than I was before. Right. I would be a way better engineer. I would have AI agents just running like no tomorrow. I, so hopefully my my AI prompt skills will get me. Who's in general and how do you invest in him? I'm not sure. What's Eddie? Do I say general too much? Um, what's your take on Sean? I honestly, if I may be honest, I don't listen to any financial YouTuber. I feel like I talk about it too much that YouTube for me is just I'm here for the trashy shorts and just random stuff. But I don't I don't I, I don't I don't listen to them. Yeah, I don't. And again, it has nothing bad. Like I and the ones that I do enjoy, like even Amit and like I watch their lives just to like chill into thinking, but it's very hard. It's like, I'd rather talk to them, right? I'd rather talk to them instead, right? Um, unless it's a company that I really don't know. Like if I really want to know about Palantir, I'm gonna watch a Mit, obviously. If I really want to know about SoFi or something, I would talk, but I would rather talk to them, right? It's and luckily I feel like I've gotten a relationship where I can just pick their brains. But there is for me, my time is crazy, right? It's either working here or spending with my little one and the wife, even though my wife says I don't spend enough time. But that's besides the point. Just kidding, babe. If you're watching, I love you. um, yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't think they're legit, right? It's not due to me thinking that other are not legit. It's just I read and talk about financials and techs, like the whole, like if you say you work at McDonald's, you just don't want to talk about, you don't want to eat McDonald's, right? Isn't that the thing, right? Like if you work somewhere, you don't want to talk about it anymore. You want to go about, so that's how it is for me. It's like I wives be crazy. Um, um, but it's like that, right? It's like I don't, um, I'm already so in it. And luckily, I get to, talk to them a lot when I do streams with them. So I learn what they're thinking already. Um, he's pretty cool. Like I talked to him at GTC. He actually helped me out a lot. I had some questions like about market channel growth and I messaged him. Like I appreciate that, right? I appreciate that. I met his wife at GTC. I sat next to him at GTC. Um, I should have taken a picture because yeah, I'd be like, I don't believe it. I literally was next. It's important for and and that's the other thing. Sometimes it's like I want to feel my own. It's important for fresh perspectives. I agree, but it's just like I only focus in semiconductor space, right? So it's like maybe if I was focused on macros and stuff like that. How's everyone? Um, I agree. And Neil's fun. Everybody's fun. Like I enjoy talking. I enjoy talking with them. Right? If I want to learn about a company, I'd rather do a live stream and talk to them because I feel like I can really learn a lot more. But I mean, I don't know where this chat is going. I don't know how we ended up here. I feel like we're just chilling now instead of just asking questions. Um, I mean, like I like Chris a lot. I feel I don't know why I feel like Chris doesn't like me. Um, but I like Chris a lot. I think he's pretty level headed. Amit obviously funny as freak. You guys roast him on the chat, which is hilarious. I mean, the his Amit's work ethic is wild. Is wild. Um, is wild. That guy is wild. I wish I would have known Amit when weird to say, like before I had a child and kid, I feel like I would be feeding off his energy and not sleeping either. Um, but his work ethics is crazy. Probably the craziest work ethics I've seen. Are people really buying one share or something? I don't know. I don't know. We've been like we've been crying like babies for days. So now we're just chilling. Good to be focusing on macros a little bit more to see when the market as a whole tanking besides. Uh with Tyler, I don't know. I mean, we kind of got a little bit of thought process at GTC, not GTC, at CES. They mentioned that we're gonna learn more about it during GTC, but it's more gonna be just like how Nvidia did the CPX. So for those that are not familiar with Nvidia's CPX, this is a new type of Rubin GPU that's meant for just a specific type of workload. And it's only a few percentage in the market. And for those that really, we kind of even talked about it in my interview with Dion Harris, where there's going to be opportunities for chips to just go for special markets, and it might be a small market. But NVIDIA is trying to make that TCO better for there. So that's what I think. I don't know what the actual architecture, but I think NVIDIA is going to have some way where they're going to integrate their GPUs with the Grok LPUs, I think they're called. I forget what they're called, for a specific market that might need that extremely low latency space. Um, and that is true, right? I think this is the important thing, right? I would never it would be very rare for me to make fun of anybody with money because like for me, I literally my portfolio was probably when I first started was $100 or $200, right? At most. And it's now where it's at right now. And that's why I think investing is crazy. But it's like money is always perspective, right? $100 for someone is how I might feel like what 200, 300,000. Like when I first started investing, maybe $100 is how I feel like what 15, $20,000. I don't know. I'm not, I don't ever want to say my portfolio size. So I'm just saying random numbers, but it's like, it's all about perspective. And for everybody, different values is different perspective, right? It's $1,000 portfolio could mean the same thing that someone might have $1 million portfolio. It's all about that learning and how you manage that cash or how you manage that portfolio, because then when you get that money, you're better off. Will you do Max 7 CapEx deep dive for NVIDIA? It's the best. I'll do it. I mean, it's definitely the best for NVIDIA. Um, all right, guys. I want to acknowledge you for grinding on this channel. Is that you're consistent. It's fun, right? I've been doing this for like 7 years now, I think. I think my first video was 2019. I forget when my first video was, but I appreciate it, Sean. It's been fun, right? Sometimes I wish maybe I would have stayed with the streaming community a little bit longer. I streamed a lot in 2020 and 2021, but then I stopped. I don't know. Sometimes I try to do too many things at once. What do you think about Crwv's earnings? I'm extremely bullish on Crwv. Right, extremely bullish on Crwv. This is my second biggest stock. Um, at one point we were 20% up on the day. But guys, first, I did a little bit longer stream than normal. Um, I appreciate the support. I hope this market continues to be green. I know we went a little bit off today. It was a chill day. If you haven't, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Shout out to the mods, right? Shout out to the mods for your generosity and charity, keeping the chat chill. Hopefully we have a good week next week, and I'll be on Monday, right? Monday, same time, 11 to 12. Today I was a little bit late, but 11 to 12. Actually, no. I actually started pushing. I told my babysitter to stay a little bit longer just because my little one's nap time is shifting a little bit. So I might do 11 to 12:30 now, right? I might do an hour and a half instead of an hour. Um, So we'll see how that ends up working. If it ends up working, then I'll stay with that 1 hour and a half. If not, maybe I'll just keep it to 11:30 to 12:30. But expect something there. Shout out to everybody. But see you guys. I might do a few videos today. Stay tuned and have a good weekend, y'all. And whoever streams next, let them know that Jose was just chilling. All right. I don't know. Just say something about me. Make me known to the streaming world. All right, guys. Seriously. Now time to go. Time to end the stream. Catch you later.